All right. At any rate, we're back, chillins. It's episode 35 of the Mean Geek.
35.
Comics and other geekiness on the edge of civility. And today we're going to take a rather large diversion from
Rather
comics. Just plain getting geeky. We're going to talk about our experiences with World of Warcraft.
World of fucking Warcraft.
This is probably not going to go over well on the Comics Podcast Network.
Probably not.
You know, generally speaking, it doesn't have a whole
Really,
shitload to do with comics.
It's an optional episode.
Even though there is a comic of Warcraft by
There
Walt
is.
Simonson.
Which
And-
is actually fucking rigid read.
By all reports, it's pretty fucking hardcore, actually.
Absolutely. I mean, never before have I heard where, a spin-off comic book
Yeah.
created a character.
A licensed comic.
Yeah, a licensed comic created a character that they had to go back and wedge him into the licensed material because he made such an impact. I mean, the King of Stormwind in the comic book was such a well-created character that they completely wedged him in at the last moment, and he's actually become a full-fledged character in the game.
Oh, is that why he's there?
Yeah, there was no king. There was rumors floating around through quests and stuff like that you could read about that he was around. And when they introduced him into the comic book, when it came around, story-wise, they had caught up so far in the comic that the game was progressing toward the new expansion, and they said, "Oh shit, this guy has to have a major role."
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean,
I
he's
had no idea.
He's currently the commander of all the Alliance forces in the game,
Right.
which is pretty important. I mean, considering he's going toe to toe commander-wise with characters that have been around since Warcraft 2.
Yeah,
like
Sylvanas Windrunner.
Yeah.
And
and Thrall,
the
who's
Thrall?
embedded, not Warcraft 2, but like in between Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3.
Right. All right. So you started Warcraft when?
I started playing World of Warcraft probably about a month after its release.
Really? That far back?
That far back. I've been playing since what they call nowadays Vanilla WoW.
Vanilla WoW?
That's the current term among the elites, the elitists that I don't like.
You mean among the jackasses who take it far too seriously?
Yes, 100%.
Because everything I've ever read was like pre-BC.
Pre-BC, yeah, pre-BC was the word.
Pre-Burning Crusade.
Yeah.
So your first character was?
My first character on my account is the hunter that I am currently playing.
Yeah.
My first character ever was a gnome warrior named the Highlander.
Oh God.
On my friend's account, and I had no idea what I was doing. I don't even think I bought training until level 10. I had not a clue.
Well, you couldn't.
Yeah, it's
Oh, you mean like weapons training?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't get a profession till 10 anyhow.
No, yeah. No, I mean training and skills. Like my friend was like, "I'm not going to give you guidance on this. Go ahead." And I had been, if you want to go, my relationship with Warcraft and Blizzard, I mean, that goes back way far. I mean, I've been playing Blizzard games since probably I was like 6-7 years old.
Well, I played 2, and I played 3. I never did finish the expansion to 3.
Yeah.
And openly and honestly, I cheated my ass off in 3.
Me too. Oh my God, I cheated the fucking shit out of that game.
Because there were missions in 3 where you just
You're
like,
going up against 3
what
or
the
4
fuck am I
enemies.
doing
Yeah,
here?
No. 3 was interesting because 3 was a strange RTS, because instead of focusing on your army, you focused a lot on
Your
your
heroes, yeah.
and even the abilities and spells of your units.
Yeah.
Which is strange because each unit had had skills and it excelled in things, and it wasn't so much archers, horsemen, footmen. It was each unit could really hold its own in a fight. This, that, and the other thing. It was unique, and it's not the best RTS I've ever played, but it's certainly one of the best games.
Yes, the story in that was just phenomenal. I
Amazing.
loved. I played it long before. I played it when it came out. I
Yeah.
pirated it. Sorry, Blizz. I did
okay.
pirate.
They're sitting on
Warcraft
top of
3.
their piles and piles of money, and they're just looking at you funny and saying, "You're paying $15 a month now, jackass."
Yeah. So, and I remember the Scourging of Stratholme.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. I remember all these other things. I remember Frostmourne, and then when all this stuff
Comes out
as I came across them in WoW. I was like,
It's
that's
really cool.
yeah, I remember that. That conversation that they're having now.
That's exactly.
I remember that cutscene.
And you want to hear
before.
something interesting?
Oh, and the demon. They looks just like the demon.
Have you noticed that Arthas' voice in WoW is a little different than it was in Warcraft 3? They re-recorded his lines with a new voice actor for
okay.
WoW.
Yeah.
And conveniently enough, to tie this in a little bit, it's the same voice actor that did Cap in both the Ultimate Avengers movies. The same voice actor. Just to tie that up a little bit.
Well, to be frank, if Captain America was to have a class, it would be Paladin.
No, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the Paladin tree, they take a couple abilities from Captain America. They have a shield pro ability called Avenger Shield.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. That's right. I've never used it. Now,
no, yeah.
Your current. You have a couple of 80s by now.
In fact, I only have 180.
Really?
180. It's been a long and winding road with World of Warcraft. To give a brief history, my first 60 was my Hunter.
All right.
And I took a brief hiatus when I hit 60 because I didn't have time for vanilla raiding, which was 8 or 9 hours a night.
Yeah, that's
fucking night. You know, to level a shaman, a Tauren shaman on the same server.
Yeah.
Because I was on a PvE server and you could have characters of both factions on your server. And I leveled him to 60. Now, it branched off where I leveled my Hunter to 70 first.
Yeah.
Because this was when the expansion came out. And I played him. I did actually a little bit of hardcore raiding at 70 because at 70 it didn't take that much time. It was, I was able to balance high school and, and raiding without becoming a complete recluse, So it was functional and fun and cheap and it was good. So when Wrath came along, there's a brief stint in Burning Crusade where I played as my shaman with one of my ex-girlfriends, but that character is blasphemy to me to this day. So I can't even log on him. But it was obvious when Wrath came along which character I needed to trounce into the wonderful land of Northrend with. So, and long story, after 3 server transfers, my Hunter is now nestled cozy and on the Dragonblight server. You can look me up if you play. It's Aaron Fax, ARANFAX. If you play, I don't care.
There's 15 million of them. There's going to be one of our listeners that
why
play
not?
WoW.
Yeah, there might be. I don't see why not.
We should have a geek guild, man.
That would be pretty excellent. Right, as of right now, we have 2 guilds on our server that are just for fun. We've got Girls Get Epics and interesting scenario, Lockbox Ninja. We were doing a dungeon and someone accidentally need rolled it on a lockbox, and someone lost their shit and quit the group.
Holy crap! Over
a lockbox, which I don't know if you know the new feature that they added. If you accidentally roll on something, you can trade it between the people in your party for up to an hour. So the freaking out was completely unwarranted.
There are people that just take this shit way too goddamn seriously. I mean, if they were professional, if they were actually making a living at this shit, like
then go
like
for
the
it.
Chinese or the Koreans, that would be one thing. But do something else, man. Relax.
Yeah.
Have a smoke. Have a beer. So you got other characters.
I do. Currently, I'm leveling a night elf druid.
Yeah.
Named Tundra Cats.
God.
I am also leveling a companion, game companion of mine, a dwarf priest. And over the years, I've leveled rogues, and most of the time hunters. Hunters have been pretty much any server I've ever played as. I've played a hunter until at least level 30. So I know that class more or less inside and out. All the little quirky changes they've done to us over the years.
Hunters.
It's okay. We're a class that gets spit on a lot. So I like to think that
there's so many of them, though.
There's a lot of us. There's a real lot of us.
There's a frightening number of.
Here's the problem with hunters. Okay, when Blizzard advertises their classes right at the character creation screen, okay, hunters are described as a class that is very good at soloing and leveling, which is extremely appealing to someone starting a game.
Well, yeah.
So Blizzard does it to them fucking selves. And especially, it doesn't help that a hunter, you can... I mean, I've played pretty much any class in the game besides mage. Mages, I just can't do it. I'm too squishy, too weak. I can't pull it off. I don't think I have the ability. But
I mean, where's the critical difference between priest and mage?
Priest, I get to sit and revert my camera to looking at my beard and healing people. If I had to level as my priest, it would be an obnoxious, painful experience.
Well, unless you're shadow.
Unless I'm shadow.
That's not that difficult at all.
Yeah.
Once you get above 50,
you're just like
it's a whole lot
melter.
easier as shadow.
Yeah. Just currently healing in dungeons is incredibly enjoyable because no one else knows how to do it at low levels. Everyone's like, "What's this thing I do that brings health back?" I don't know how that works.
I've only gone into dungeons with my priest a couple of times, and we never ended finishing because somebody was always like, "Well, the baby's crying, so I'll see you later." And and I like to think I kept them alive well enough.
Yeah.
But I want a little XP too, so I got to throw some Shadow Word Pain on them, and
why not?
Get some damage going. And I need to make money too.
Why not?
I can't just sit there and be med bitch.
Makes sense.
But what else you got?
Let's see. Over the years, we've gotten a warrior. I played a warrior for a decent amount of time. Because I got myself the heirloom shoulders and chest hair and axe that level up with you. So I threw that down to a warrior and I leveled him up to about 46.
All right. So you did some hardcore raiding.
A little bit. I mean, it was really interesting because I went into BC. They offered a free server transfer from my old guild, my old server Paranold, my first ever server, to a new server called Ravencrest. I went over there. I leveled from 60 to 70 pretty fast. Just doing the heroic dungeons at level 70. I met a person. I met a guy. His name was Ian, and literally,
you fell in love.
It all stemmed from there. It really all stemmed.
You went to a secluded corner of the Arathi Highlands, and
we made sweet, passionate love down by the sunset. Yes, in fact.
The kobolds overlooked you.
Overlooked us, watching our writhing bodies exchange heat. I'm a rocket man.
So yeah, you've done that.
Yeah, and so we created a guild essentially. We got a bunch of people together and created a guild back at 70, and there was a lot of raiding done. So it was fun because it was with 10 core people that we knew.
All right, so you got an instant 10-man group there.
Yeah. 10 people that we knew and liked, and there wasn't any... Because a lot of the raiding, my problem with a lot of raiding is a lot of the times you're just doing it to get the gear, and you don't actually like the people you're raiding with.
Yeah.
So really, you end up... It's like work. But with the 10 people, gear was just a bonus. You were having fun, you were enjoying yourself. There are a couple of people always that, take things a little seriously, but even they lighten up sometimes. So...
So you got heirlooms.
Yeah.
You had time to go grind all that shit to get heirlooms.
At the time, I funded my heirlooms purely based off of badges, which I got from being literally ran through raids. My friends that I played with at the beginning of 80 were real hardcore raiders, but I wasn't. And their guild was so far ahead that they literally ran it just to run it for the badges. And so pretty much all the loot and the badges, you get badges regardless, but all the loot got passed to my hunter, and and the badges were just bonus. And instead of spending the badges on better gear and improving myself for the guild and helping them along, I was like, fuck, I want an Arcanite Reaper. And since there's just so many ways to get fucking heirlooms now, I mean, if you really do it right, playing 3 hours 2 or 3 hours a day, you can get 2 or 3 heirloom items a week. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's too easy.
I don't know, dude. My experience has not been that way because I have a completely different Warcraft experience than you do.
Well, you see, it really is
utterly
server.
different.
It really is server. A server thing, because on Wildhammer I had a miserable experience. Wildhammer, those people took the game so seriously. I could not find a single person on Wildhammer that was willing to have fun. Ravencrest, people
willing to have fun.
Yeah, on a game that they're paying for. It blows my mind. But on Ravencrest, there were a lot of good people. There were a lot of elitists, but a lot of good people. And this new server I'm on, Dragonblight, I haven't really met anybody that's been too bad yet. It's pretty impressive.
Well, that's a bonus.
Yeah, it's good. I like it,
That's a big, big, big bonus.
Because the weird thing is, you'd think people would only become more social as the game became less of a grind.
Yeah.
But instead, people became more elitist and more
I already
arrogant.
been through everything you already been through. I ain't got time for you. Meh.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you too, buddy.
Okay, I'm going to go back to my job where I make appropriate amounts of money and, my life that's not in shambles, 16-year-old.
Yeah. What's the coolest thing you got right now?
On my hunter, I'm pretty close to receiving the title Crusader, which means exalted and championed with all 5 home cities.
Wow.
And at that point, I'll have 50 mounts, which will give me the albino Drake.
What?
Well, it's really
50 mount. Where do you have to stable them?
You know how the new mount system works? They go in your little pet thing.
Yeah, they give you room for 50?
Yeah, you can have as many as you want.
Holy dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a much different Warcraft experience than you did.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. I mean, you do have many other hobbies that I do not have.
I have many other pursuits.
Hobbies. Yes.
I mean, I fence twice a week.
Yeah, I mean,
I come in
work
here and
full
do
time.
this twice a week.
Forget about work full time.
Podcast as often as possible. Putting together that stupid show. I got to read sometime. I got to shit sometime.
Oh, I just have that built right in.
8 hours a day of working. And then there's drinking. We can't ignore the drinking.
Cannot ignore drinking.
So,
I've been drinking a lot of wine lately.
My Warcraft experience is far, far, far removed from yours, man.
I can imagine.
I started on Blade Fist, where I fell back on my normal. Anytime I need to name a character, the first one I name is always Antioch. And I like that name, but it turns out if you go into the armory, there's like 70,000 fucking Antiochs.
Damn.
So,
I'm the only Artifacts? U.S., Oceanic, Europe. Only one.
I don't know why that's interesting.
I was surprised. I didn't expect it. It sounded like an elf.
Artifacts? I mean, does that come from something?
No, it's just like it was 2 elven stems. Is what it was.
2 elven
It's actually
stems?
partially named off of Shadowfax from the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
It was. I was hitting random when I named my character,
Yeah.
and it gave me like Aran, blah 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 blah, some really queer-looking Elvish flowing name, and Shadowfax popped into my head, and I just put Aran Fax.
All right, I can
And it
see
stuck.
that.
For a limited time on Wildhammer, he was called Kurt Russell.
Oh no!
Yeah, I had the option of name changing.
Aren't you not supposed to be able to name them?
You're
after?
not. If someone reported me, I would have had to change it.
Okay.
But no one ever took the time. I've had many.
Because mostly it's too humorous to see,
Yeah.
Kurt Russell running around in a full set of plate.
Shooting people with his T-Rex. Stupid T-Rex.
Oh, that's funny. But I started on Blade Fist like the second day it was opened.
Mm-hmm.
I was quite happy with that.
Yeah, being on a new
But then
service,
I was also quite angry with that because everybody was starting fresh. This was not a transfer server.
Oh yeah, so you really
Starting
areas are like.
Everyone was doing all the same quests, all at the same time. Oof. I felt like I spent 9 years in Elwyn. I must have spent a solid week in Duskwood. And I was dumb enough to make myself an enchanter. Because I thought...
hardest profession to level.
I thought,
ever.
well, fuck, man. If I can put bonuses on every damn thing I own, then what do I need everyone else for? In mining? Of course you're going to mine. Everybody needs materials. There's 3 other professions that need materials I can provide, so fuck it. I'll be one of them. In mining, I got done, oddly enough, pretty damn fast. Because it's just, there's a node. Dink, dink, dink. And I can't tell you how happy I am that you don't have to re-click the damn thing.
Oh, thank God. That was
for
the best
each
thing ever.
little piece of ore.
Seriously, I don't know what the fuck they thought they were doing.
Oh,
with
that was irritating. It's like,
especially because you used to be able to fail,
yes.
and now you can't fail anymore. Thank God.
Which, in one sense, is a smart move, and in the other sense,
Unrealistic.
is, it's just a matter of time, isn't it? It's not a matter of anything else. It's just, I'll just keep going. There's no need for determination. Like, I'm going to fucking keep going till I get it.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, there's a node. Oh, skill
It's
point.
mine.
Bink. But he's a paladin because in every role-playing game I ever play, my first character's always a paladin. Because I just dig the whole warrior monk thing, man.
Yeah, Paladin's pretty badass.
It's Captain America with a sword.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, that's what I dig, and because a paladin can do anything. I mean, he hasn't always been good at everything, but the ability to heal yourself is paramount to getting anything done quickly.
The long winding road of not having first aid on my hunter. My God, the amount of food I ate on that fucker. He should have morbidly obese. He should look like Roseanne. It was just...
But you're working it all off, man. You're working it all off.
Yeah, fucking running around getting them 50 mounts.
So I finally got my Snowy Griffin.
Nice.
And I'm quite happy with it. It's not the super fast 380% speed of the proto drakes and whatever, but
I like my little hippogriff.
I found that when mining in the flyable continents, it's actually a bonus for you because the other guys will zip past you, and a node will pop up, and he won't see it because it's already way off his radar. So he's looking for stuff miles ahead of me, and oh look, pop! Just as I get there, there's a node for me, over and over and over again. I made 4,000 gold in 3 weeks in just titanium and
Dear
Titan
God.
steel.
I skin, so I don't make any fucking money. I could skin for weeks and go to the auction house. I'm like, come on, guys, 10 gold. And they're like, fuck, everybody's got a skinner, jackass. And I'm like...
Now, that's my paladin, and I love shields, because my philosophy is, if you don't get hit, you don't need a lot of health. If you can just, you don't have to nuke them and hope you make it through the fight. You just plain outlast them because you're not taking damage.
There you go.
My guy is Retribution Protection, and he's got plate. I don't have a whole lot of purples. As a matter of fact, I don't have one purple, only a couple of blues.
Nothing wrong with no purples, honestly.
Well, they're
no
fucking
point
hard
anymore.
to come by.
Yeah.
I got to balance out. Well, do I want the shard or do I want to wear that thing? And one of the greatest things they've ever done was that if you swap these out, these changes will occur. Because, I used to have to do math to figure that shit out. All right, well, that thing's a 9 agility, and this one's 11, but if I change this too, what'll happen then? So there was a lot of right-clicking and re-right-clicking and
oh, wait, what?
watching the numbers, and you got to write it down, it's combination 1. But now it just says, if you swap it out for this piece, you're fucked.
Don't do it, jackass. Just a heads up.
But I love the agility. I love crits.
Me too.
Crits. I'm all about the crits.
Crits are good. Crits are nice.
I don't care. Stamina? Who needs stamina when they're not hitting me because of my shield? They're not hitting me because of my parry. They're not hitting me because of my dodge.
And they're dead because you crit them in the face.
And they're dead because I crit them in the face.
Right?
I love it. It's the good shit.
Give me some more of that agility. It's crap. I might have to go fiending for agility soon. I might have to. I
tell you, because
maybe respecking.
It not only jacks up your
armor rating,
your crit, but it jacks up your armor rating. So
I may have to be fiending for agility because I may be respecking from Beast Mastery and going into survival because it's currently pretty interesting spec. It's been completely revamped. And it does a lot of damage. That's not why I'm switching. I'm not switching because it's the new cookie cutter, way to go for hunters. It's just, I'd really like to try something new because the giant albino T-Rex that I currently have, he takes up 2/3 of my screen at any given time. Literally. If you are if you are a warrior that is not a Tauren and you are tanking for me, you cannot see your character because my T-Rex is encompassing your body with his body.
Jesus. Where you get that from, Ngoro?
That one, yes. I believe that one was in Ngoro, yes.
One of the nasty... What do they call those things?
Fuck, what do they call them? I've called him T-Rex for so goddamn long. Interesting enough name. I don't know if you'll get this, but I called him Predacon.
You can call them names?
Yeah, you can name your pets. Warlocks get preset names and for their pets, and so do Death Knights, but hunters can name their pets freely. Huh. And if you don't like it, you can just abandon them, tame a new one, name them again.
Abandon them. What, throw them in a bag and chuck them in the river?
That's usually what I do. The first little interesting hunter story. That person I told you about who I made the Highlander on.
Yeah.
Also on his account, I made a little troll hunter. Okay? Now, this was right out of playing Warcraft 3, so the Barons were... I knew what the Barons were.
Yeah.
Like playing the Barons, the first time you see the Barons, it's sad that it's not like this anymore, exploring places... because you've seen it all already once.
Yeah.
So, I'm walking...
You never get that first day feeling again.
Yeah, that's gone. It's gone forever.
You never wander into an area and say, "Ooh, can I survive this?
Ooh, can I make
What's
it?
that?"
Yeah. Now you're just like, oh, there's going to be a thing that's going to spawn on my left, and it's this over here and that.
Well, even on a new expansion, you can't get anywhere too overly dangerous right off the bat.
Yeah, no.
So.
And if you do, there's fucking hundreds of people in there anyway. So.
Yeah.
Some places I really liked exploring, like the Storm Peaks. It's just a gorgeous fucking...
Oh, yeah, I do enjoy that.
But, no, yeah, I was on my little troll hunter, and I got my little pet.
Yeah.
And I was running around, and I didn't know... I was on the quest to get to Orgrimmar, because I know you... I don't think you've ever played as a hunter, but
no.
Level 10, you get the ability to get your own pet. And then after that, you're sent to Orgrimmar, which you can learn how to feed your pet. So until then, your pet is a little ticked off at you because you don't know how to feed it. Apparently someone needs to train you in how to give a piece of meat to a raptor.
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah. So I'm trekking into Orgrimmar. This guy's getting a little pissed at me left and right. I pull into the Valley of Honor. I'm on my way up to the hunter trainer who's at the top of the spiral. I could see him. I'm walking. And this was back in original WoW where things were they took a lot more risks. Things were a little different, nowadays everything's all balanced out and perfect, and everybody has the same exact experience, and it's kind of gay. But all of a sudden, you're entering combat. I turn to the left. The raptor has turned red, aggro, and is charging at me. Mind you, this was
because he's so hungry and so mad at you. He's actually your own damn pet.
That's what used to happen. Your pet, if he stayed unhappy long enough, he would leave and he would aggro and attack you.
Wow.
Yep. And he comes running at me.
Makes a certain level of sense.
Yeah, right in front of the trainer. And all of a sudden, an Orgrimmar guard just comes over and just cuts him down. Mind you, this was the pet that I've been playing with for like 3 hours at this point. I was a little attached to this bastard. That was my first pet ever.
Damn.
In WoW. It was depressing. It was pretty depressing.
That's terrible.
Right?
It's
heartbreaking.
Dude.
It's heartbreaking. Yep. So I walk up to
You couldn't wait 3 fucking minutes?
Come on, and I had all the meat in my bag. I was ready to feed the little prick. Just apparently Roke Bosh Brogash had to tell me how to go, here, jackass.
Roke Bosh Brogash. So you started with a hunter.
Yep.
What was your first alt?
My first alt was a gnome rogue.
A gnome rogue.
His name was Tinker, and he was an engineer before he was a rogue. My engineering skill was maxed. Every level it could be. My engineering skill.
Try that again.
I said my engineering skill was maxed pretty much at every level it could be. Like at 20, it was high as, before 20, it was maxed until 20, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
You know, I took engineering very seriously because I thought it was very fun and hysterical, and you could always get yourself into crazy antics. And I killed myself.
Crazy antics.
I killed myself more frequently.
Being an engineer, that's very geeky, actually.
Yeah.
Engineers getting themselves into crazy antics
and blowing yourself up, and just
that's very geeky.
Yeah, it was almost a role play aspect at that point because even though there wasn't real role playing going on, it was that the character embodied that, with his little goggles and his little fucking rockets that he blew himself up daily. It was intriguing. It was interesting.
Oh, that's awesome. And he's what now?
He's still 46. I mean, I've never.
Wow, you haven't done anything with him?
I haven't touched him.
Oh, you better hurry up, dude.
He's on a completely different server.
Oh, that's different.
I don't think I've played him legitimately for probably 2 years. He was on the back burner because once I picked up that shaman, it was all over. Even my hunter got back burnered for that shaman. That was back in the day. That shaman was a high warlord. That was back in the day when fucking you had a PvP for 14 hours a day to get that title. I shared an account with somebody for that, but hey, don't ban me.
No, I never done PvP. Not with any serious regard. No. I've made a couple of mistakes here and there.
Like, I can kill that guy.
Oh, that guy's down on health. I'll give him a hookup. Why am I red? Why am I dead?
Holy shit.
Oh, that little bastard must have been PvP. Son of a bitch.
Damn.
So, my first alt was a priest. Because I figured, I don't give a fuck about hunters. And there were no shamans yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
no,
you're alliance.
Yeah, because I'm a racist.
Nothing wrong with that.
I have my token night elf.
Token night elf. That's fantastic.
In retrospect, when I was searching for the name, I probably should have called him Token. Instead of Kaiser Sose.
People would have been like, you like the Lord of the Rings too? It's not how you spell it, jackass.
So, she's 80. And just like I'm terribly unimaginative when it comes to role-playing characters. My second character in any game I ever play is always Redux. Because now I know what I'm doing.
Nice.
Because I'm just going to redo it.
Yep, and this time you're going to have a little better idea.
I had left her alone for like a good 4 months because it was so difficult to get her from 20 to 40. And she's an alchemist, herbalist. She loves the flowers.
It's okay. My Death Knight, Heath Ledger, was an alchemist, herbalist.
Are you fucking serious?
Yep.
Heath Ledger?
And I collected
You are one of those assholes.
Yeah.
You are one of those.
I have a
Look how clever I am!
It's okay. My new Death Knight on Dragonblight is Patrick Swayze.
So bad.
Yeah, I know.
So bad. So dumb.
Yep.
Only borderline clever.
Only.
It just
Heath
barely.
Ledger was good. It was during a time where everyone was ranting and raving about Dark Knight, so I had to. It was necessary.
So bad.
Okay.
So bad.
Patrick Swayze was just mean. But whenever someone whispers me about it, I tell them it's homage. I love the man. I love Ghost.
Homage.
Is that how you pronounce that word?
Yeah.
My life is a lie. I think we may have found our title.
That's it. That's
Warhammer's life is a lie.
No, just my life is a lie. Oh, she just broke 450 on alchemy.
Nice, congratulations!
Just finally did it because I left her
450 leatherwork.
because I sat out the entire summer.
Nice.
Totally. I didn't log. I logged on like 3 times from like May to
Until
October.
This little stench of playing, it's probably been about a year almost.
Huh. So
8 months, 9 months.
I'm quite happy I can do my Cardinal Rubies now.
Very nice.
So I can have sickeningly high sale values on all the crap I'm getting out of Sholazar Basin from the from the titanium nodes.
And I joust for 2 hours a day to make 120 gold. Fuck you.
Should have been a miner.
I know.
With an all that is a jewel cutter. and an alt as an alchemist.
In a weird way, I did drop leatherworking once at 60 and picked up engineering. Worst
idea
decision ever. Because I was like, I have mining now. I'm rich. I have engineering, and it's a money sink. Oh, God. And then before BC came out, I quickly...
Yeah, you get things like fucking hand grenades, though, and rocket launchers, and all kinds of neat shit.
Yeah, real neat shit. Have you heard about the racials? Have you heard about the 2 new races in the expansion? By any chance?
The Worgans and Goblins.
Yeah. Have I explained to you the racials for these motherfuckers in the expansion?
You might have mentioned it real quick, but
they're insane. The goblins, they get maximum discount at any store they visit, which is the 20% discount.
Yeesh.
From level 1, which means everyone's going to have a goblin character. There's no reason not to. I mean, if you're exalted, you get 20% discount, which takes years or thousands and thousands and thousands of gold in turn-ins.
I was actually desperately, I was hardcore trying to get Argent Dawn exalted. And I only did it. It took a good 8 months.
Yeah.
So I was so busy doing other things.
Yeah.
And then, the thing is this. I don't have a guild. I don't want a guild.
And us neither.
I
just like the guild.
Generally don't like most of the people in the game.
Me neither.
I'm very mission oriented. If I've got a quest, I'm going to do that quest. If it's, let's go get this big piece because it's really cool, I don't give a shit. There's nothing to it. It's a game, which means there should be a story. That's my view on it.
Makes sense.
So, I will do pickup groups, which, is what a pug is. There are people who are so removed from sense that they really don't know what they know what they know what the abbreviations are. They don't know what they mean.
Yeah, they know a pug is a group that you randomly
an
get.
Informal one that you may never deal with again. But they know what means pickup group? No. You know what irritates me in this game?
What?
Fucking beggars.
Oh dear God!
What the hell do you need to beg for?
It's not that hard.
You got professions. Do something with it. Even you don't want to.
Even low levels.
You don't want to grind professions. Quest. You'll get your dough.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to use anything you can't afford anyway.
Yeah. And if you do, there's some blue item that you absolutely need. Guess what? In 6 levels, aka 3 days, it's going to be a piece of garbage anyway.
Well, now.
I've
never been able to get 6 levels in 3 days.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nowadays, especially.
Yeah, that's insanity. My Sedai, which is named after the Aes Sedai from the Wheel of Time, even though I hate that fucking series. No, I read 4 books, and the first one was like, all right, it's fantasy, it's huge, this could move on well. Read the second one, I was like, wow, these characters have suddenly become quite annoying. There's some interesting plot turns, but the characters are now starting to irritate me. And then, holy crap, we're 40 minutes in already? Holy shit.
Jesus, where did that happen? I saw the number out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, I need to double check that because that's incorrect. That's false.
We might be able to get 3 episodes out of this night. I ain't got nothing to do. I'll just go to the bar after. Aes Sedai, yeah, and I got steadily more irritated with the books, but I don't like not ending something.
Yeah.
Even though at the time I was reading the series itself wasn't ended. Yeah. So I figured, look, I got to read what's there.
Yeah.
So I can
judge it
properly, say this is a shit series or this is a great series or whatever. I got halfway through 5 and I read that line one last time. I won't be used. And I threw that fucking book across the room.
Ew. I won't be used? That's pretty lame.
Well, the thing is, these characters are being used. And there really isn't any choice because of who they are. They have to be used by the bigger authorities and powers to get things done. Like, The main character is this huge, like reborn godlike warrior called the Dragon. He's not really a dragon, but whatever. And he's got to face down the ultimate evil, like usual. It's fantasy, nothing new there.
Yeah, no.
He's got to face down this ultimate evil, and he's got no training of any sort. He doesn't know how to use his own mystic powers. Most of the time, he wins fights at the end of the books completely by accident or just absolute luck. So he's got no training. People just want to, like, look, you're Rand al'Thor, you're the fucking Dragon Reborn. You have to know. You have to know how to do this and do that. So we want to take you on this mission. We want you to do these things. We want to teach you this. And he's like, you're just using me for your own ends, meh. And then there's a couple of other magic users.
Have you ever read another fantasy book, jackass?
And then there's these other couple of characters who are magic users, and the group they belong to is called the Aes Sedai. So I called my character Sedai because I don't mind that group. That group was actually one of the, more straight dealing groups, despite what the two magic user characters thought, because they wouldn't be used. Meh. Fucking knuckle up, god damn it. We're talking about the end of the world here. So she's a jewel crafter and now a miner. She was a leather worker because Kaiser Sose, my 59 night elf token rogue, was Skinner Taylor. Which,
that's a weird trade-off.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what I was doing back then. I mean,
no, nothing wrong
mining
with
and enchanting seemed to work. Alchemy, herbalism, it's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
If you're going to be an alchemist, it's really fucking stupid not to be an herbalist. Because most of the 99% of the shit you're going to need is going to be a plant. So I was like, all right, at the time on Blade Fist, skinning was very big. There were a lot of leather armor users.
Huh.
So skinning was a big thing. I haven't looked at leather prices for a long time, but I left him alone for a long time because it was really boring. I couldn't find any fucking armor for him. I couldn't find any weapons for him.
That's lame.
I was not really all that patient with the whole sneak up behind him routine, so that irritated me. But once I finally buckled down and got him into the Plague Lands and got him up to 58, now I think everything's going to be a whole lot cooler now because there's just so many more opportunities for advancement, and I've already been through all these quests twice over already. So, and I got a Death Knight. It was, again, oddly enough, human. He's 71 now. I like him a lot. He's, oddly enough, a miner.
Surprising.
But now he's also an inscriptor.
Nice.
Because that gives my herbalist two things to provide for. So anything she can't use directly for a potion, she can give to him to mill it out and make inks.
Why not?
So that's not bad. I like having all my characters be able to support each other in various ways. The only one that isn't going to support anybody really is the rogue. Because he's just skinning shit, and I gave up leather working on Sedai. So and she's a miner jewel crafter now, and I'm desperately trying to get her mining up. She just turned 37 today. Ta-da!
Congrats.
She's almost in midlife crisis.
For real, 40s is just...
But it's the magic of that random dungeons. I ran a bunch of quests, and I finally got her some better gear. And not even all blues, just I finally started finding things that fit her and her style of play. She's a Destructo.
Nice.
And her pet that I'm using now is a Void Walker, and he's a great guy. His name's Hellcath.
He's a great guy, all right.
He can take a fucking beating.
Yeah, Void Walkers are nuts, and even when he's about to die, sacrifice.
Yep. Then with her today, I just finished the Fellhound quest. Fellhound?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's how you
Fellhound.
say it.
Just finished that.
I remember on my Warlock, I never found that to be too much of a useful pet.
No?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just retarded. It's strictly possible.
I don't know. The imp always hacked me off, man.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? You and your stupid little fireballs can bite it. You die too easy. You don't cast fast enough. You don't do enough damage.
And you don't take enough hits. Any hits.
You're
really,
just irritating
yeah.
to me, so. What else? The Death Knight is all about frost. I love me some frost. Freeze your ass later. See, hey, hang tight.
I'll be right back.
See you later.
I'm gonna go make dinner, fucker.
I'm gonna heal myself while you're sitting there going, fire.
Oh, it's cold. Brain freeze.
But I put him aside because I know it's going to be easy to get through him in Northrend. I'm probably not even going to get up the fucking Ice Crown before he's 80.
Probably not.
Almost definitely, because Redux, my priest, she never even went into Ice Peaks, Storm Peaks.
Mm-hmm.
She
My
did.
hunter completely avoided Zul'Drak, Storm Peaks, Ice Crown, and there's one more zone. No, yeah, just those.
Now, did you
Grizzly Hills.
never bother with Grizzly Hills?
2 starting zones, Sholazar.
Really?
Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am.
You were able to get to Sholazar straight from the 2 starting zones.
Yep, 74.
Wow. That's intriguing.
Yeah, right?
Because I progressed, I finally...
The way you're supposed to do it is, you do a little bit of each one,
Yeah.
then you go to Grizzly,
Yeah.
and then you jump over to Sholazar, and then you hit one of the 2
I was
douchebags.
actually quite happy with the quests in Grizzly.
Yeah,
That
Grizzly
one,
Hills is
that
a
one where you got to
beautiful
get
fucking
away
zone.
from the Worgen
Yeah,
town.
and you're riding.
Yes, that was a
badass.
lot of fun.
That was badass.
And once I finally figured out how to time things and
Yeah, I was horrible at that.
how to
Took me,
lead them off.
and then you got to ride all the way back.
Yeah.
That was a serious. When you fucked up, I don't know if you fucked up, but I did.
Oh yeah,
I
several
fucked up like
times.
7 times.
Yep. Yep.
Grizzly Hills was just. I was on a PvP server, and I was going back. I was going back, questing for money.
Yeah.
So it was no reason to not group. So I grouped with my friend Joe, the rogue, and
Yeah.
we had some epic fucking run-ins in Grizzly Hills. It's just this gorgeous fucking mountain, nothing like it. And wow, I really think Grizzly Hills is one of the best designed zones. Just like riding around, fucking slapping the shit out of people, and like
Slapping
it's just
the shit out
like
of people.
I don't know. Grizzly Hills seems it's just such a sweet zone. I dig it. And just like fighting fucking horde because on a PvP server, oh dear God, there's no mercy.
No, because that's the
There's
point.
I know, but I
I mean,
There's-
it's like Counter-Strike with plate mail.
more or less.
Which is why I'm never going to be on a PvP
No,
server.
don't do it.
It's
horrible.
that's got to be
It's
irritating
horrible.
as fuck.
It is
Oh
horrible.
look!
Oh, I have an hour to play. Oh, someone's ganking me. Looks like I can't play.
Oh look, some Peace Bloom. Why am I dead? Fuck that.
Shit.
Was that your first experience with an MMO?
No.
What was?
First experience with an MMO was Galaxies.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I loved Galaxies till
Galaxies was
the
too
combat upgrade we got past. We're like,
fun.
okay,
Combat upgrade, aka turning it into every other MMO you've ever played.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was way too easy to just. I had a macro that had like 7 different custom shots to it. There was like knockdown, headshot, like 4 or 5 others, and then it looped back on itself until I ran out of mental pool. And then and by that I hardly ever did, because by that time the thing
Dead.
would be dead. But I was a bounty hunter. I was a master bounty hunter, master carbineer.
I was a
Because
craftsman.
there was a lot of people that were riflemen. Oh, it's the most powerful one there, but it's slower than dog shit. and you don't do very well up close with it. That's why I was a carbineer.
Just fucking run at him, and
you get the speed with it. You get a mid distance. You can still fuck with them close up, and it's fast enough where you can get things accomplished.
Yeah.
The thing I hated about leveling, leveling, the bounty hunter was the stupid lightning cannon.
Oh God.
That took hours. The thing was so fucking slow that you'd get off 2 shots and then you'd have to switch to the pistol or the carbine so you could actually finish the guy off. Their mining system was great, though.
Yeah, the fucking putting up the big things.
Do a little survey, bunch of plans. But then I'd have to have a lot of money for maintenance.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to have like a field of 50 power generators to let the mine,
which was such
machines.
An interesting thing.
Yeah.
I mean, to have like investments and stuff like that in an MMO was so cool. I like the city building and the city naming, except for the fact that people aren't always brilliant. So you look on your map and there's a city called like Great Dragon in caps, and you're like, great job, guys. Great job, guys. Sith Fortress of Death. Oh, God.
I forget what ours was even called. We were on Dantooine for a while. And then we were on Corellia for a while? Was it Corellia? We definitely started on Dantooine. No, I'm totally wrong. We started on Corellia, and then we moved to Dantooine. Because there was far more things to... By the time we got our... This was the one time I was ever in a guild. We were in Vader's Legion of Valor.
Nice.
And our tag above our head was just Valor.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I played with a German guy who owned a medical manufacturing facility, so he was just like, of course I'm going to play 12 hours a day. I'm the boss. I don't have to fucking do anything. I've got managers.
That's awesome.
And then it was so weird sometimes planning it out, though, because there was this Korean chick who ended up marrying the German guy. She moved to Germany because they had played EverQuest together.
Oh, okay.
And then they moved on to Galaxies. And then when WoW came out, just after the last revamp, the Mustafar expansion for Galaxies, which sucked balls. They give the expansion, and then after the expansion, that's when they change the mechanics of the game completely. It's like that. Well, that was fucking brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah. Why did your expansion just have a new world, and then you had the class system?
Yeah.
Stupid class. I remember they sent me an email. And they're like, "Hey, buddy, you should play Star Wars Galaxies." And I was like, "You guys knew that. You knew that I just canceled my WoW account. That's creepy." They sent me an email like 15 minutes after canceling my WoW account, and they were like, "Come on, come back. We changed stuff." And I was like, "All right, can I play for free?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I came back, and they're like, "Here's Lady Luck." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
the ship.
I was like, that's retarded. I was like, that's cool.
All I got to do is show up and I get a ship?
Yeah, I'm like, that's cool, but also retarded.
Yeah.
Like, and then I was like, all right. And then I went to log into my character and it's like, please select your class. And I was like, what?
What's class?
Like, considering my character had already leveled up. So I was like, what am I reverting to? And then it was like, I was like looking down. I was like, oh, okay, I guess bounty hunter. Yeah. And I was like, oh, they just Jedi. What? I was just like,
I was so disappointed by that. We spent so many hours trying to farm those goddamn Kimahila scales, and they never did drop. I never did get my bounty hunter armor. Never did.
That's too bad.
I got 3 of the 4 sets of plans, and then everybody just... We ended up with one Jedi, oddly enough, the German guy, because he was on there 14 hours fucking day.
There you go.
And they kept wanting to go hunting. I was like, no, mission, goals. Not just killing animals for money. That's fucking boring. But if you're in a group, you get like 5 times more money. I don't need the money. I need the plans for the fucking bounty hunter armor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they took me out a couple of times, and then we're like, okay, let's get the mats so when the last plan does drop, we'll be able to make it right away. And they're just like, oh, wait, he's Ozzel's, a guy called himself Ozzel. Yeah, thanks a lot. That's real original, you kraut bastard. Kids, just so you know, the Mean Geek is just being mean. Doesn't have anything against Aryans. Doesn't have anything against Teutonics. My grandfather was Edward Ernst Rugenstein, so it's okay.
Unless you're a dirty Nazi.
Yeah, dirty Nazis have to die. That's the end of that.
And commies.
That's not the same. Commies, yes. Commies, there's no room for commies on this planet anymore. But
fucking John Lennon.
Yeah, they never dropped, never got anywhere with it. So they left for WoW. And no, wait, they started EverQuest. They left that for Galaxies. EverQuest 2 came out. And that is what coincided with the revamp to the class system, to the point and shoot crap. And he's like, well, World of Warcraft's out now, so we hated EverQuest 2, so fuck it, we're going to WoW. And that right there pissed me off. I was thinking about going WoW, moving over there with him, but the SOE, Sony Online Entertainment, they soured me so badly on the MMO that I didn't touch any of them for any type for almost 2 years. And in December 2006, I started WoW. So, and there we are.
So you're like right into VC.
Yeah, just before. I remember thinking, one day I'll be able to go through that portal.
Such a badass day when you're just like walking through that portal the first time. And then
everything was so cool. You get on the other side and you're like, ah, demons!
Demons battle, what? It's not just some guy saying, oh, the demons are gone. Go get him. And then you go to the next guy, and he's like, oh, you just missed him.
Yeah.
Go to the next zone.
That was a great day getting through that portal the first time.
It was a great day.
Because you look down and you click on it to see what the boat, the Howling Fjord.
Oh my God! You just first come in and it's just that what is even that instrument?
I went to Borean Tundra first.
Me too. I was a little upset by that after going to Howling Fjord. Just you come in there and the fucking bagpipes start up in Howling Fjord. I don't know if you ever.
I don't even play with the music on.
Oh man, go into Grizzly Hills and turn the music on.
Yeah,
that's all I can say. It sounds like Braveheart.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good enough to get anybody.
But it's nice to see Vikings in there.
Yes,
I like that.
The Vrykul are badass.
They're not quite as badass as you can be, though. Because otherwise, the game would end there.
No, yeah. You get up to Northrend, just a bunch of Vikings standing there. Get the fuck out. And then you get back on the boat and come back.
Wait, leave your women.
Fucking Vikings. Yeah, women can stay. And gnomes.
And gnomes?
Football.
Football.
Just like, all right, leave. Everyone turns around and goes, wait. Turns back around. Women can stay. And then everyone turns back around.
Oh, and the gnomes, go get your fucking shine boxes.
Shine box?
Oh
God.
But it's not a bad life in WoW. But
no, it's not too bad.
You really got
as long as you can have fun with it. That's once you stop having fun with it.
Oh, that's the end of it.
That's the end of it.
I'm really hoping. I don't think it'll be too big an effort. I really don't think it'll be a big effort at all. But I want everybody to be max everything for Cataclysm. I think I can do it.
I think you
with
can.
the random dungeons, I think I can do it.
I think you can. I'm proud of you.
Because I got 280s already.
They haven't
71.
Even announced. They usually do their expansions in November.
1 year.
Nice.
It's usually one year
impressive.
ahead.
That's really impressive.
What?
I said they usually do their expansions in November, but they usually announce them by now. So we might even have another 6 months or so till Cataclysm. Even Even though
No, their history has been about a year from announcement.
Yeah.
So they talked about it in what, October?
Yeah.
September maybe?
Yeah.
So yeah.
It has to be soon because realistically Icecrown Citadel is the last patch. Last time they made the mistake of putting out Black Temple early, and then they were like, "Oh fuck, we have 6 months till Wrath. Let's make a new boss. Let's make a new dungeon."
Well, I got a 71 and a 59 and a 34. The 71 will obviously
that'll be easy.
That'll be nothing.
The 59 that won't be too
it's
hard.
Still not going to be
chugging
all that
through,
much of an
chugging
effort.
through Outland is easy.
Yeah.
The 30 though, you're gonna have to push.
Well, I made 37 today.
From what?
From 35.
Ooh,
I
damn.
dinged twice today.
Nice.
The magic of the random dungeon and actually doing quests. As long as you do quests, you'll do okay.
Yeah.
If you try to do that horseshit grinding and just killing the same thing over and over,
it's annoying.
First off, you use up your rest.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, kill it.
And then, they never match up. You can do 10 of them and then get 3,500, or you can do how many
100?
more to do 3,500?
100 of them
to get 3,500?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not...
And you get a reward and a little bit of
not to
money and
quest.
rep
Yeah.
and everything, Or you could just kill things until your armor's broken and then not have anything to pay for it.
Yeah, that's just dumb. Especially if it's animals.
That's why I hated EverQuest. I mean, I have to say, it was groundbreaking in MMOs, but it was grind. That was it.
Yeah.
They added quests in like the last 6 months to be like, oh fuck, people aren't playing this anymore. And even then, it was like the quests were like.
So they never really had missions?
No.
Really?
No.
How the hell do you have a game without missions?
It was Diablo.
Even in Diablo, they told you to go do stuff.
It was Diablo without quests. Wow. And poor graphics, poor animations, poor item models.
Wow.
Yeah. It was just the first game where the more time you put in, the better you are.
Well, yeah.
That's what MMOs feed off of.
Yeah.
Feed off of it. That's how their growth happens.
Well, the other thing, that there was a Penny Arcade cartoon. It's so fucking funny, man.
This is always good. The ones about their MMOs are usually.
It was one guy in his EverQuest armor, who was very functional, and very semi-realistic looking, versus the cartoony, 12-foot shoulder pads of WoW, and he's like, "How do you even move in this thing? What's that on your armor?" "Blood, because I fight." And then there was another one where, I guess in EverQuest they don't have trinkets.
Yeah, no.
So there was one guy talking to the other guy. It's like, "Oh, hey, nice earrings. Hey, man, this is plus 12 to health regeneration. Well, we're gonna go kill the Lich King. Why don't you go ask your husband if you can join us?"
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
That was good. I love Penny Arcade, but I really don't think that an hour and 2 minutes is.
Oh my lord!
Is
Did we really blab on?
Yeah,
that
we
long?
look at the timer. An hour and 2 minutes. Kids, don't forget that we're having a comic show in North Haven, Connecticut on March 14th. Please give us a holler at themeanergeek@gmail.com. All the outro will tell you how to get to us on various forces. Come on, John's not the only one out there.
Yeah, I know.
Have somebody.
And hey, if any of you WoW players are looking around out there,
yes, Antioch, Redux,
Dragonblight Server US. Just look up the guild Lockbox Ninja.
All right. Well, I don't have any guilds, so if you're on Blade Fist, go find Antioch, Redux, Kaiser Sose, Antiochus, or Sadai.
Maybe we could put the names in the description in case people get the spelling right. Who knows?
No, it's not a bad idea. At any rate, that's enough for this week, kids. Have a good one.
Good evening.
Bye.
I just said up yours, baby.
The Mean Geek with Victor Warhammer is recorded live on Thursdays at Kurt's Comics in Collector's Cave in Brantford, Connecticut. In Connecticut, it's Kurt's. You can find us on iTunes, Podcast Alley, Facebook, Comic Space, our own site, www.themeangeek.com. You may subscribe to us through RSS, and we are a proud member of the Comics Podcast Network. You can contact us directly through email at themeanergeek@gmail.com.